All right, so these are your notes that go with the Google slide today. In your Google slide, slide 8 and slide 9, you'll find the notes here. So we're going to talk about the benefits and the limitations of asexual and sexual reproduction. So some of the benefits of both, and be sure to record these in your notebook. For asexual reproduction, the population can increase rapidly when the conditions in the environment are favorable. And the reason why they can produce rapidly is because only one parent is needed. This is more time and energy efficient as you don't need to find a mate. And it's faster than sexual reproduction. So a lot of the benefits with asexual reproduction are the limited amount of time that's required. There's only one parent and it just takes less energy. For sexual reproduction, the benefits there produces genetic variation in offspring. Because there are two parents, you have that genetic variation. The species can adapt to and can survive in new environments due to that variation. And a disease is less likely to affect all of the individuals in the population due to that genetic diversity. So benefits of sexual reproduction, definitely that genetic diversity, which comes from the DNA from both parents. So be sure to copy this in your notebook. And the next slide, we're going to go into the limitations of both. So limitations of sexual and asexual reproduction. With asexual reproduction, the lack of variation. So that was a benefit of sexual reproduction. So that's a limitation for asexual reproduction. There's very little variation. Therefore, the species may be suited to one habitat. Also, a disease may affect all of the individuals in a population. If there's a disease that impacts that those genetic traits or that DNA, the entire population can be eliminated because they have the same DNA. For sexual reproduction, more time and energy is required to find a mate, and it's not possible for an isolated individual to reproduce. So those can be some limitations for sexual reproduction. However, in general, having more genetic variation in a population is better. So even though it requires more time and energy to find a mate, it can still be a stronger, we'll say, method. So just some examples. Bacteria produce asexually. If we think about antibiotics and bacteria, the reason why antibiotics work is because they're able to wipe out the entire population of bacteria due to that lack of variation. If we talk about time and energy required for sexual reproduction, if you think about birds and how they have to mate, the male peacock, which has those beautiful spread of feathers, which have to attract a mate. And so that's that more time and energy that's required. You can also think about a rabbit population, how they have to go and find a mate to reproduce. And so, yeah, think about time and energy for sexual reproduction. All right, guys. So what you're going to do now after you copy these notes, you're going to go back into your Google slide and you're going to complete slide 10, which will take you into the Pearson textbook, analyzing the benefits and limitations of reproduction.